Hi everyone. So today I wanted to do another alternate election prediction. So this is I know this is impossible. I know constitutionally people aren't allowed to run for 3 terms. But what if George W. Bush ran for a third term in 2008 instead of John McCain? Um, so it would have been Bush versus Obama. Um, and all the stuff that actually did go down in 2008 would still have happened. The recession, the Dick Cheney hunting accident, the whatever. What else? And considering Bush left office and around the time of the 2008 election, he had like a 25% approval rating. Um, yeah, yeah, it just goes to show just what kind of a piece of shit the guy was. Um, so yeah, obviously, we have this. This is the 2008 election map in our uh, our timeline, and it was already like a virtual landslide for the Democrats. So and if Bush had like McCain was already like such a spectacularly bad candidate, like he nearly lost Missouri and Montana. Yes, think about how bad you have to do to nearly lose Montana as a Republican. Um, yeah, yeah, and he lost North Carolina and in Indiana. Yeah, Indiana. Yeah, imagine how bad. Yeah, how bad do you have to be to lose Indiana as a Republican too? Um, yeah. So I think even though McCain was already such a spectacularly bad candidate, I think if Bush ran for a third term, either by ego or whatever, I don't know. I mean, I figure he would have just not ran, even if he had a third like opportunity, just because of how bad he was going to be, but how disapproved he was. But let's say somehow the stars align and he does run for a third term. Um, yeah, so I think it wouldn't be good for him. Like I mean, for the Republicans, I think the resulting landslide would make the 2008 look like a child's play. I mean, look like our timeline look like child's play. So what do I think? So, but what do I think? How bad do I think Bush would do? Considering he had a 25% approval rating during the time of the 2008 election, and I'm assuming Obama had somewhere around like 50, 60 at least. I don't know. So, like, obviously you can't take like the full difference between their approval ratings alone. That's just there are lots of people who would disapprove of Bush, but they'll still vote for him anyway. But I think just maybe you could take a fraction of that, like maybe instead of like a 25 or 30 difference, you could take like a third of it. So that I'd say maybe Bush does 10% better. I mean, it's not really that far fetched when you think about it. Like Indiana flipped for Obama for whatever reason. So this is a very weird election. Anyway, so I think um, you know, lots of the calls here might seem weird, but just bear, you know, again, this is a weird year and exceptionally good circumstances for the Democrats. So let's get into it. So right off the bat, let's get the easiest states out of the way. Missouri, he won Missouri. McCain won Missouri by the skin of his teeth. Bush would not win it. Um, and Montana too. He'd also, you know, definitely it would go Democrat in that scenario. What else? So what are the next closest states? Georgia. Georgia, McCain he only won it by 5. McCain only won it by 5 points, so that's definitely going blue. So what other ones? North Dakota apparently, like it was actually predicted to be a toss up, and then some like, yeah, that was how bad things were for the Republicans back then. Um, but McCain ended up winning it by 8.6. But I think Bush, having been so unpopular, I think actually if he would have done 10 points, if Obama would have Obama doing 10 points better than he did in our timeline would actually not be that far-fetched. I actually think, maybe it's a bit like overestimating, but I mean, I think it could happen. I think, yes, you could see a barely blue North Dakota and South Dakota too, because they were roughly similar margins. South Dakota actually ended up being closer than North Dakota, even though South Dakota was not predicted to be a toss-up. It was predicted to be lean bread. Pretty ironic. Yeah, but yeah, so I think he'd get anywhere within 10 points. So yes, Nebraska's first district as well. So 2 districts in Nebraska voting blue. So yeah, it's also something you would never see. We've never seen before in our timeline. What other states? Arizona, McCain's home state. That's within 10 points. Kansas was not. Texas was not. Alaska was not. Mississippi wasn't. South Carolina was. So South Carolina going blue. Also something we haven't seen in our timeline in like centuries, no, like decades. And what other states were actually close? West Virginia was. Well, that's not within 10. But yeah, just think about West Virginia getting lean. Think about Kentucky being barely likely. Tennessee being lean, barely lean. Mississippi being lean. Kansas being lean. Texas being lean. Just think about it, like how bad this would look on a stage, the world stage. Nebraska at large would be lean. Yeah, so this is my prediction for if Bush ran for a third term. 419 votes for Obama and 119 for Bush and Cheney. So yeah, passing the 400 mark, that's not a landslide. That's like a mudslide. That's like, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comments. If you think maybe I'm really overestimating this, and maybe maybe he wouldn't win North and South Dakota. Maybe he would not win Arizona, South Carolina, but he'd keep Georgia and the rest of these. I mean, I think at the very least it would be something like this. At the very least, I feel like he'd get like I feel like at least he'd do around 5 points better, but possibly even 10. Just because Bush was just such a colossally disapproved of. And yeah, so yeah, let me know what you think in the description, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.